And what God has called us to be as men is tough and tender. So what I want to do is I want to give you some extremes. And brothers, I want you to ask your wives this week which one of these characters you struggle with the most. That's part of your homework. It's not just going to be one. You're probably going to see yourself a little bit in all of these men. It's probably going to be a couple of them, but I want you to sit down with your wives. Those of you guys who are single, I want you to sit down with your brothers, because they'll tell you, won't they? Single guys, they'll tell you. They'll ride you. Sit down and ask, am I too tough? Am I too tender? Which one of these guys am I? I'm going to go over a couple of them. Tough chauvinists, we'll go with them first. We have first, no sissy stuff Sam. No sissy stuff Sam. These are the guys who basically say, I don't have emotions at all. When they watch a sad movie, they always have a cold. It's that guy. Around their guys, they are as tough as nails. They believe that basically emotions are for women, and emotions annoy you, don't they? And so you're no sissy stuff Sam. Whenever there's anything sissy, you're like, get out of here. I'm no sissy stuff Sam. What you don't realize is this. Men and women have the exact same emotions. They're just manly or they are womanly. They are male and they are female. God created man and woman in the image of God. So we have feminine and we have male emotions. We express them differently. Let me ask you this. How many of you know sissy stuff Sam guys have ever gotten angry at anything? Where your veins begin to bulge and your face turns very red. Just ask your wife, she'll tell you. You have emotions. We all express emotions. There's no such thing as no sissy stuff Sam. If there is, you're a chauvinist. Second guy is success and status steward. Let's try and say that fast. Success and status steward. This is where manhood is about what you have and do not have. It's about what you do, and it's not about who you are and who you serve. You talk to men about their job, and they will talk for hours with you. You talk to men about Jesus. You talk to men about worship. You talk to men about theology, and they close up unless you're arguing about it. It's usually infant baptism or predestination. And they'll argue about the littlest things, but you go deep. You scratch below the surface, brothers, and why do we clam up? Because our lives, for many of us, it's about success. It's about what we have and what we do, not about who we worship, who we are. The third guy is give them hell, Hank. These guys, give them hell, Hank. These men are warriors and obnoxious. These are the guys who think that they need to paint their faces blue along with Mel Gibson and wear a skirt and go out and kill people with a spear. They watch only the manly movies. They are obnoxious. They are loud. They're all about killing stuff and killing people, but that's all they're about. Beating things up. And what happens is these guys in their marriages are controlling. They're bullies. They're the guys whose wives are afraid of them. They're the guys whose children are afraid of them. They've given their wives either the choice to live a quiet life of subjugation or to leave the guy. And these guys, you find them, they yell at their wives, they control their wives, they're critical of their wives, they're hurtful towards their wives, they're bitter, and they're always giving someone hell. They're always out to get someone. They're chauvinists. You've got I'm the boss, Bob. Men, we all want to be the boss, don't we? I'm the boss, Bob. I'm the boss, Bob is the guy who has to be in control or in charge of everything. He can never serve. He can never be led by anyone. He always has to be the one who is leading everybody else. He always has to be the star. He's the guy who hops from church to church to church to church. And I've seen this in my history as a minister and as a preacher, where he basically goes from church to church to church, finding out which pastor and which leaders and which people he can control. And when he can't control them, he leaves. Some of you are this man. I am the boss, Bob. And so at home, you have a weary wife. You have tired children who you have exasperated. If you're single, you have people around you who don't always want to be around you because it always has to be your way. All of these men, especially the Christian men, they love to talk about headship. They take Ephesians 5, man is the head of the woman the way that Christ is the head of the church. So therefore, I will go out and I will buy that Camaro and you will say nothing about it. I tried that one on my wife. It didn't work. And we go out and we try to take scriptures and subjugate wives, and we rule with an iron fist in our homes. We miss the rest of the scriptures in Ephesians chapter 5, the way Christ loved the church. And so these men love to talk about headship, but this is what you're missing. You're missing repentance. You're missing the fact that you're a sinner, that I'm a sinner, that we're sinners as men. You're missing the fact that marriage is about friendship. It's about being friendly, remember, with one another. It's about loving one another the way Christ loved the church. It's about humility. Men, we are not always right. There are points in our life where we're very wrong. And so we lose that idea that we miss the point where in our marriage we have to have repentance and friendship and love and humility. And we become a tough chauvinist.